Hey there, welcome. You know what? Ruben and I are so grateful that you're here. Do us a favor if you can, subscribe to our channel, ring that bell, and you know what? That would just help us out a lot. And I hope you're enjoying the channel. We'll see you soon. Bye-bye. Hey there, welcome back to Plot and Deliver. Ruben, we're looking at an article tonight titled Superintendent of Nation's Second Largest School District on Paid Leave After FBI Searches of His Home and Office. It's dated February 27th, 2026, CNN. There's been a number of articles on this, Ruben, recently. I think it was a big shock to not only people in LA, but specifically LAUSD. And I'm an employee of LAUSD, so I got to be real careful with this one. But I will say this, our superintendent is on paid leave for and who knows, it could be 3 months, it could be longer. I just got a letter, an email from the assistant superintendent who's basically saying, "Hey, I'm in charge right now until we know what's going to go on here," and he just wanted that
Did you
everyone.
mention that the FBI raided his office?
I was just about to share. The
Oh,
FBI raided Cavallo's home and his offices, and someone was sharing with me, and maybe you could correct me if I'm wrong. I believe even his some if it's an office and also in Florida. And so, because he used to work in Florida, I think he was there for like 10 years as a superintendent. And and so basically what's happened is Ruben, you know this, Ruben, that we did a video a couple years back, almost 2 years ago, on this topic of AI that's connected to the situation with the superintendent. Basically, I'll just give backstory here a little bit. The superintendent and the district decided to buy this AI program called Ed, right? And this is the company is called All Here, All Here, and the AI, you know, is called Ed as well. So that being said, they broke. Cavallo decided to go ahead and purchase this program, and this program was going to be great. It's going to be helpful for the students. It'll help them with their homework. It'll get them up in the morning. It'll assist them with what classes they should take, help them with getting organized and a lot of other things, right? And so we talked about it in the past episode. We thought, oh, this might be great. You actually were very you weren't really sure about it, and you and I was actually kind of excited. I thought, hey, this is going to be great. Well, basically, this company they were not ready to meet the needs of LAUSD, and so that was pretty apparent right away. And so when that happened, the deal went through. It fell through, but the money already exchanged hands. They already got the money. I forget if it was $5 or $6 million, and that happens probably all the time where things don't go right the way you would like them. But I think one of the issues, what it looks like might possibly be happening here, is Cavallo knows some people who were part of that company, like people he worked with in the past. And so it looks a little shady if you're giving money to a company that where your buddies work at, right? I'm not saying, again, I want to get real careful here because I want to have a job tomorrow. I'm not saying this happened. This is a possibility. This is a allegedly, right, that this happened. And the sad part is, the money's gone. And the reality is, it might not only just be this issue. There might be other issues they're looking at besides this. But this appears to be one of the issues
yeah.
that
It
they're,
it sounds like the age. Now, again, I
yeah,
don't know the facts too, but it sounds like the age-old story of the product not being strong, not being
sure,
quality, and let me pay off my friends. Again, I don't know if that, but
right.
it feels that way. And we talked about this. The product did not look good, dude. It didn't. It looked
I
very.
know you were really skeptical, and you're right.
Yeah, it did. It's like, what's the point of this AI? So if you look at Gemini or Magic School, they're great.
Sure.
They're really good AI programs that support teachers and things. But this one, even as recently as 2024, I mean, I know it was 2 years ago. It's like, what's this? How is this different than Google? Again, I don't have all the information. We could later find out. Although for the FBI to
Yeah,
raid
and I think they've
somebody
been
of that stature, LAUSD superintendent, dude, my thinking through on this is that they have some stuff.
I
They are not going to go through, they are not going to do this
yeah.
just because they have a feeling.
And plus,
Something's
they
going
let him out for 3 months. They didn't say, "Oh, we're gonna, he's gonna still be working for us." No, they said, "No, he's on leave." When I say they, I meant the board, right? The boards gave him, and they just gave him Ruben. They just gave him 4 more years, like a couple weeks ago. They gave him 4 more years. He had just finished 4 years, which is pretty big for LAUSD. For a superintendent, the average is 3 years or less, right? And I know many of the ones that we've had didn't last more than a year or two, right? We've had some who've passed away too, which is very sad.
and they and
Yeah.
and they rarely hire school people. They rarely hire superintendent. They just hire people from other business,
Other places and people who work for the military and people just leaders, which I think we found out that you need to hire people who've been in education, you know what I'm saying? And so that being said, yeah, this is hitting us hard, the district. I think people are just wondering what's going on. This is right, Ruben, in the middle of talks with UTLA, the union for the teachers, and we are asking for a raise, and that's maybe a topic for another day. But that is big, though. I mean, we're right in the middle of negotiations, and this all blows up and the district's already saying, oh, we only, we want him to do some cuts, and now we're seeing that mismanagement money. And I think we're going to find out, Ruben, that there's some more things to this than what we're hearing so far. But yeah, I hope I hope we painted the right picture. I don't want to paint pictures that aren't correct, and I don't want people to get in trouble that don't need to, but or at least a finger being pointed at them. But I think this is we're gonna find out more information in the next days. But anyways, with that, thank you for joining us on Pod and Deliver, and we'll get you more information when we hear it, and we'll see you soon. Bye bye.